CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values, CMC global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together, let's all together. It's a unity, raise up your hands. CMC, the land of liberty, the light of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Hello, hello, hello. Henry, how are you? I believe answer is in the back there. Thanks for holding the fort. It's good to be back. Today's Monday. Happy New Week. And welcome to our audience as well. Thank you for joining us. This is the Political Lounge. This is the CMC Corner, the CMC Hour. So we'd like to say welcome and thank you for joining us. Don't forget to share the show. I am about to do that now. Let me find that. Henry, how are you? How's it going? Henry, can you hear me? Am I muted? Henry, can you hear me? Okay. How are you? You got to come on so that you and I can have a conversation before you go in the
Getting me
back.
now?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yes, okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting you.
Okay. So happy new week and happy State of the Nation Day, I guess. This is the
It calls for witches as well.
yeah, this is the talk of the town. Apparently, everybody is talking about the president's address. We spent a lot of time talking about it tonight. So I
Okay.
hope you're ready. I'd like you to cue the CMC's reaction as well, if you have that.
I'm
We'll
trying to
play-
do that. I'm actually trying to I
Okay.
come in. Just be talking a bit. Let me
Okay.
do some quick adjustment.
Okay. All right. So let me welcome you all and thank you again for joining us. I hope some of my colleagues will be joining us tonight. I think Dr. Richardson is tied up because I believe the political leader is appearing on another network, and I think she's there to provide him support. And so we understand that. I believe if they finish early, she will join us. But in the meantime, J. Victor number here, and it is an honor and pleasure to be with you tonight. So Henry is busy in the back, but as we indicated, we'll spend a lot of time tonight talking about the president's message to the nation. Basically, the State of the Union seeks to do one of three things. One, provide the state of the nation, the health of the nation, the sum total of the nation. And then it seeks to drill a little deeper and provide um, an update or a report on the state of the economy, you know, uh, job creation, um, the GDP, um, our productive capacity. Um, and then it is supposed to also provide the legislative agenda of the president, an update on the legislations passed uh, over the period that is being reported on, and then the president looks to the future. What other legislation he intends to submit to the national legislature? And so, and then of course, a lot of other things, in between. But basically, those are the major things in my understanding that the State of the Nation is supposed to do. So the president did that today. And so we're glad to be here and talk to you on what the president talked about, and also the CMC's reaction, what they think the real picture is, as opposed to what the president provided. Of course, the president will not come and say, "Oh my God, we're doing so badly. We're not doing this, we're not doing that." So he will come and give you a flowery picture, but we thought to come back and tell you the real story. So we'll do all that tonight. So it is an honor and pleasure to be with you. Thank you for joining us, and continuing to invite your friends and have them come. Ask them to join us. Cecil, Leo, thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you very much. Now our thing is Cecil, so the commitment we got to continue to persevere. Christine, Senesi Ness, thanks for joining us also from Bomi. So, Ansu, welcome. I'm expecting a lot of our friends to join us, especially Mr. Jerome Gaiman, who just came back from problem with me in LIB. So I just talked to him and I sent him the link. So I expect him to join us. I don't know if he'll be joining us tonight. So before we begin the show, let me welcome the both of you in studio. Apparently Henry is busy in the back. Ansu, how you doing?
Thank you so much, Mr. Langby. That means you have some. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good evening or good afternoon to you. Good to be here after the weekend.
Same here. And I can tell you, we are being slammed by the largest snowstorm in maybe 10 years or more, over a decade. And we're still digging from under this snow. My area here got anywhere between 7 to 10 inches to 12 inches. Some people got a foot of snow, so it's a lot. Most schools are still closed. Most businesses are closed. It's a lot of ice to get off the road, and so it's pretty dangerous. And so it's cold. In fact, the forecast is that for the rest of the week, up to this coming Sunday, the temperatures in my neck of the woods is not supposed to go above the freezing mark. So it's going to feel like we're in a freezer all week. So it is pretty cool. How is it over there with you in Monrovia, Liberia, and around the country?
Why? Just a little bit. For our side now, it is hot. Uh, we are experiencing hot weather, and normally back here at this during this type of time here, we the January, February up to March, April, May, June, we experience a little bit hot weather.
Okay.
So yeah, so it is a bit hot here, and that's the weather we're experiencing. So um, we know we're going to observe it up to if possible May, the month of May. But as I
Okay.
said, it is hot. It's dry season, and the weather here for with the weather here for now going to be the days for the next few months.
Okay. Well, um, such is the time and such is the situation. But thanks for joining us. Um, Tell us, man, whatever you can on the mood around the country. Today is a big day in Liberia. The president of the Republic of Liberia was in the spotlight all day today. He delivered the state of the nation. But before you get to that, I saw a number of posts, especially I believe the investigator. Apparently, there were two senators in the chambers who seemed to have been so disengaged from the message and were pictured on their phone the whole time. Did you guys pick that up?
I'm not getting you clear again, Mr. Nangbe. Can you please?
Uh, no, I was asking. They're reporting, widely being reported. Two senators during the president's message seem to have been so disengaged from the message that was being delivered. They were on their phone the whole time. I don't know if it is any big deal in Liberia, but it's a big deal on this side. It's being reported widely on social media and on various Liberian platforms. Senator Koga and Senator Duncan, Lee Creighton Duncan of Sino,
Mm, mm.
and Senator Samuel Koga were pictured buried in their phones almost the whole time the president was talking. Didn't seem very much interested in what the president was delivering. I don't know if anyone, if it is trending in Liberia.
Well, it's not. No, we're not. It's not really anything we're getting
Okay.
maybe yeah. We're not getting a sense of feedback from the sonar via photos or video or any of such. For me, what I keep coming across it is I think it's at the district eight lawmaker there district eight lawmaker I keep seeing some video training from uh Sifoko
Okay.
of yeah Mozzarella County and I think the video is training about his refusal to shake the hands of the vice president. That's a video I keep seeing online.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Okay. Did anyone speak with him to get
It,
his side of the story?
as I said, yes, at the end of the president's page or some media, engagement with him and his his concern was around some of the things that was engaged by the president, some of what were written in the State of the Nation address. He wished the district a lawmaker condemn yeah district nine lawmaker condemn when it comes to some of uh, what were written in the president's speech,
Okay.
when he talking about the 70,000 Liberians being employed, when he talking about the electricity. Indeed, So at the end of the program, there was some, it was a media engagement with him. It was what I managed to pick up from there. Yeah, and at the end of the Solana. It was there where I followed the video of him training, in which he greeted the protein, the deputy speaker, indeed, the speaker also, but he refused to greet and also shake the hands of the vice president.
Well, that is, that's newsworthy, but even here on this side happens. These are moments usually when politicians, these are the moments they pick, to make news. So I don't know what to make of that. I mean, obviously, Safoko is of the CDC. I think we all know that. I don't know. Hopefully, some clarification is forthcoming, but there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he always
Henry,
wear? Does,
go ahead.
does he always wear? Does he always wear white clothes? Fogo. You seem
Can we
every
play
time I
it?
see.
Yeah,
Every
you go
time I
ahead.
see. Yeah, play.
That's it.
Okay. Well, he's certainly
We got started.
got his 15 or so seconds of fame. Well, yeah, like I said, these things happen. Politicians choose these moments usually to make a statement. I don't know what protest it was, or what he has against the vice president, but we all know they both come from the, two opposite sides of the political divide. But hey, that's Safoko. Okay, thank you for that. Anything else? What is the pulse? What is the mood on the ground besides Safoko? Is there anything else that happened today at the Sona? Um,
Well, our camera, as we run the program, we're going to be providing more, instead more videos,
okay,
more photos from what happened today at the grounds of the Capitol building. But to share the phone with you, Mr. Langway, right after the president's State of the Nation address, so I told the guys in the production team, I said, let's try to get out there and try to get feedback so we can get some feedback from the audience, from the public, you
right,
know. Yeah, it was just too bad for us. Very, very bad for us. Since that, you know, and the anger and the frustration was there on the faces of the people. So
right,
it's like the speech delivered by the president, it did not went down well with some people. So we couldn't just continue our podcast, in the next for the next 5 to 10 minutes. We couldn't continue it because the production team the public really came after us. So we ended up cutting off the the interview due to we had the tension from the public.
yeah,
People know, some people are a little bit disenchanted with the president nation, state of the nation address.
Uh, I mean, it's understandable. I know we'll go into the state of the nation, but the president made some claims in the statement that understandably uh, will probably upset a lot of people, especially people who are not feeling some of the things the president was talking about. Job creation, we'll talk about that later on, and of course, um, the president's assertion on the economy. We'll talk about that later on. Um, so let's look at the some of the claims that are made by the president that a lot of people are up in arms about. Um, the president reported that the economy grew by 5.1 percentage point, um, as opposed to the expected 4.6%. So the economy grew by 5 percentage point more than the prediction. Now, to put it in context, in most of these developed economies, a growth of 2 to 3% is considered a very strong growth. And so the um, politicians here, the incumbent politicians, they will be jumping up and down if the economy grows by 2.5 to 3 percentage point during a fiscal year. But our president reported a growth of 5.1%. So the economy then what's implied in that is that the economy overperformed. Um, I don't know how many people will agree with that in the streets. I mean, you were just saying that, and so you took the
Mm.
camera in the streets today, and the response, a lot of people were very angry and disappointed. I don't think the conditions on the ground will bear that out. An economy that grew by 5.1%, you're talking about um, on unemployment being at a very minimum, but we know that unemployment in Liberia is still in double digits. You're talking about cost of living that will be so affordable. Prices are down. Um, Food is available readily. Cost of gasoline is going to be affordable. But I know the cost of gasoline right now is anywhere between $6, $630 to about 700 and $730 or so. Um, which at the rate that we were getting when I was in town 2 weeks or so ago, we were getting anywhere between 180 to 184.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what the rate is now, but if you divide $730 by 184, that's about $4. Or if you divide by 180, it's about $4, $3.99, so $4. So the president reported the gasoline price is now about $4. So to some extent, he seems to be right on that. Even though, I don't know how much the cost of transportation has been impacted by the reduction in the price of gasoline, because these things have a knock-on effect. When the cost of gasoline comes down, the cost of transportation, transporting the goods and services, goods rather, produce especially, or transporting goods becomes a little cheaper, and therefore the prices tend to drop a little bit. So I don't know whether there is a corresponding drop in prices. I don't know. What do you have any comment on that, Ansu? Is there any noticeable drop in prices? Would we say the cost of living right now is
The when it comes to the transportation fare,
yeah,
so it's not really stable, Mr. Namwe.
okay.
That's one of the major problem concern for Liberians. They always have. Sometimes government come up with some with these things, and when it comes to the implementation, whatever be implemented, who going to do it? They'll come up with uh, with announcement. They'll come out and say, "Oh, things that we have, things will change as of today, going forward." But who's going on the field to do follow up to know whether it's been implemented? So and I've been a lot of confusion caused in the traffic by passengers and drivers when it comes to transportation fare, because the mail will tell you that they will tell you that due to gasoline, the price of the sales of gasoline dropping on the market. So
Right.
sometimes, yeah, they will say, the government will say maybe from Central Monrovia to the Double Road in Painesville, where True FM is located, you will have to pay $200. But the man will tell you that if you have to get on board to ride a commercial vehicle, the guy will tell you, I pay for my gas a different price. So from St. John Morovia to that Truth FM Double Road is about 250 Liberian dollars. So when it comes to the price control, when it comes to not being stable, when it comes to no price control, I've been on the market. I mean, some of the major things, especially the implementation. Who's going to act on some of these things? It's not just to sit in your offices and say, gasoline price not dropped to a 600, maybe in $50 or a 750 dollars. So say gasoline prices drop, some of the transportation fare to drop to. Now, you just sit in your various offices, and just make such announcement. But you don't go on the field to do follow up to know exactly what it been implemented. Many times, some of us who are from the media end, we follow some of these stories. Indeed, we see passengers, drivers in the traffic. That type of high tension. We see the passengers and driver always in that type of tussle. Only because of transportation fare. Because government is saying this, but the government is saying I'm getting my gas for different price. So who's on the fee to implement some of these things? So I know today the president, when he said in terms of the transportation fare, well, yes, they did say it. It was announced that these things prices were going to drop, and
Right.
yeah. But whether people went on the field to do follow up and also to enforce it, no, and it not work out. It
Yeah.
did not work out at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is where many people also have a problem with the president. He makes a lot of good pronouncements, but yeah, you're right. The follow through really is completely disconnected usually from the policy pronouncements. I know the number of times I've met him. When you meet with him, he really, he has some very good intentions, but I think there is a difficulty he's having in actually actualizing some of his vision,
Mhm.
and that's a leadership problem, you know, because that's why you are the leader. You are supposed to lead. You're supposed to lead the people. So you put your vision forward and then you lead them. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, in implementing that vision, there is a disconnect apparently between the president, his desire, and of course, the actual implementation of his agenda. And we'll talk about his agenda shortly. But he talked about job creation. A lot of people are really surprised by this assertion by the president. 70,000 jobs created, mid to medium, medium to uh, midterm to medium to midterm jobs created by this economy. What do you have to say about that, Ansel? I mean, does it feel like that? Is it, does the street bear this out? 70,000 jobs created.
no, I think, as I said, it was one of the main reason why after the State of the Nation address, we decided to go out and get some feedback from the audience, from the
Yeah.
public. How did they accept it? How the speech by the president. And we, as I said, the feedback was very, very bad, and
Right.
we just couldn't continue because of our own safety. People ran to us in very angry mood, and why we should even go out there to ask them on the president State of the Nation address. So there were some people that was very, very disenchanted, on the entire speech for the president. So there are a lot of things there in his sonat, in which some people say it was false. And many times, when after such major occasion, major stakes program, especially when it comes from the executive, from the president, and I always go to people who are very close to him, people who are very close to the president. They are the one I goes for to know what's their uphold. What will be their statement, their reaction. So I then start to follow their, some people who back them, supporting his excellency. People who are back there supporting him before. So I started to run through Martin, Martin Curry, some of his posts right after the president, statement saying,
Right.
well, how many of you have job? Out of the 70,000. And I went to Nima County, one way. I followed the Nima County lawmaker. He said, the person who wrote that speech about, for the president, indicating 70,000 job, the person, did wrong. It was very, very, it was wrong on the side of the, of that person who indicated the 70,000. And all these people are people who close, who did follow his excellency from the beginning, and there are people there who been supporting him, from the past 2 years. So I told them, told the wise to go, and see what they comment on the Sona, whether are they both being, whether they are being objective, and to know. But from the comments, from the posts of some of them, they were knew that uh, the solar from the president, there were a lot of error, there were a lot of mistakes. There were some things that were said in which Liberian people did not go down well with the Liberian people. The issue for the 70,000 job being created by this government. People asking, where is the job? 70,000. People being employed, people working where it is. So those are things we talk about electricity. People now they are finding it very difficult with electricity. LEC, LEC had a release, and they came up with a release that it had 18 months, because currently we are facing this power outage where the current is just off and on, off and on. It takes not maybe 4 5 hours into, let's just say, three to 4 hours in your community after the current will leave, or sometimes just maybe 2 or 3 hours in your community will just leave. They come back on. It's what we've been experiencing for the past days now, or for the past weeks. But LEC just dropped a communication just before the president, State of the Nation address, before the president can address the House of Representatives to make his delivery, to make his report. LEC came up with that statement that for 18 months, 18 months, for the next 18 months now, we will be facing such power conditions what we are facing now, the off and on. So even the president so now he said with the even including LEC, the electricity being stable. So those are things that people do not want to well with people, and there are so many mistakes at the same time. With a lot of mistakes and error into that sonar.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really paints a picture of um um it paints a picture of a president, I believe, who is really struggling to get his ducks in the row. It looks like, you talked about earlier
Mhm.
the apparent struggle And say for instance, if a pronouncement is made to reduce prices or cost of transportation, there has to be a follow through to implement that policy announcement. And this is exactly what is at play here. It looks like, there is not an organized, concerted effort around the president to make sure that you know uh, somebody is keeping the troop, his troop in line. Apparently, the person who wrote this state of the nation address of the president, it looks like um, either there wasn't uh, uh, sufficient supervision or check and balance or whatever it is, but it looks as if the person just or the people, just wrote whatever they wanted. This is really a lot of falsehoods reported in this statement. I think there is something about school feeding, I believe, that the president mentioned. I read on social media, some people are pushing back on that. Uh, I don't know if you guys in the press are aware of any school feeding program going on, being supervised by this government.
We need to check all these things in, and
Yeah,
we today, today, as today on one of our programs, we said these things that people need to check on it,
yeah,
and we said right after the SONA, by the president, right after the State of the Nation address by His Excellency, some of the things that have been said, during the SONA or after the speech, Liberians need to do some follow up and check it out to
yeah,
know whether it is true, whether it's real. So we're going to do some follow up on it.
yeah,
There are a lot of things said into that speech. It was around, I think, an hour 30 or an hour 40 minutes
yeah,
speech. So there are so many things said in which we have to go bit by bit, break it down, get a clear picture of each lines, do some fast track to know where what the president said, whether it's real or whether it was real. As I said,
yeah,
we need to do some fast track. We need to do some follow up on some of the things that were said.
yeah. Hopefully you guys will get on that and come back with some fact checking. But I mean, that kind of reporting flies in the face of reality. I can tell you this: the International Hunger Index released a report for this year. Liberia is the second hungriest nation in the region. Only was or passed surpassed by Niger. Imagine that, in the region, in the ECOWAS region, in the West African sub-region, in the entire West African region. Liberia is the hungriest nation. We mean we're hungrier than Sierra Leone, hungrier than Guinea, hungrier than the Ivory Coast. And with all that being reported, for the president to mount the podium today and report that school feeding is going on and school children are being fed. Yeah, I can understand why it will anger some people, because quite frankly, it really is, it sounds very much out of touch and flies in the face of what the reality is on the ground. um you know uh that is, the Head Start program is a very, very crucial program that many of the developing and developing nations investing a lot, because those years that those children spend in the Head Start program, the early education program, those are the formative years for all of us, for young people. That's where your brain is like a sponge. You're soaking in, and that's where your foundation is built. So there is a lot now, a lot of research that has been done, and a lot of reporting, a lot of statistics out there now to support how important it is, to ground the children very, very solidly during their formative years when they're in a Head Start program. So that's why they do the school feeding. They do all those little things. They do the phonics. They teach the children how to read. Spoken English. All of those things that they build a foundation in those formative years of their life. And so it would be a good thing if the government of Liberia can do that, but it's quite another thing to be reporting on it in the State of the Nation address when in fact it is not happening. And again, understandably, that would be upsetting to a lot of people who are actually having difficulties, to make ends meet, and knowing the struggle they go through, and to hear the president reporting such untrue, it's got to be upsetting. But again, welcome to the CMC Hour. This is the Political Lounge. I have my friends, boy Ansu, and Henry Jala in the background, holding it down for us. Also, my friend Jerome Gemma is going to be joining me. He just sent me a text here. He's going to be late. He has some emergency. I hope all is well. But I expect him to join me here shortly whenever he's available. So let's talk a little bit about the CMC's reaction to the State of the Nation. Let's see if you guys have that clip. I think it's 19 minutes or so long. I'd like to play that, and that'll also give me an opportunity to take a brief break, a commercial break while you play that. So if you have that, let's see, But yes, I saw other political leaders of other institutions. They need a 24-hour period to turn around, but hey, the CMC was already hours after the delivery of the State of the Nation address by the president. The CMC had announced that at around 8:30 Liberian time, there will be a reaction from the CMC, and I know that the CMC political leader, the Honorable Musa Hassan Belete, mounted the podium, and delivered the CMC's reaction to the president's State of the Nation address. So while Ansu is queuing that, let me welcome uh, Junior Bia, all the way CMC, all the way Junior Bia, BEAH. I hope I'm saying it right, Junior. Thanks for joining us. Mario Kroma is also joining us from Complay in Nimba County. M.A. Kenneth is also watching from Monrovia. Abraham Fofana is following from Houston, Texas. Thanks to you all for joining us. Please share the show and invite a friend. We'd like you to, hang with us as we, discuss the presidency of the nation. That happened today. It's a constitutional responsibility that the president delivers to the nation a State of the Nation's address. Yeah. So and let me know when you have that ready, Ansu, so that we can hear what the CMC's reaction is. I know the
Yeah,
CMC.
so I'm trying to see what Henry have that in possession, so you can
Okay.
put it in queue. What do you have the CMC reaction? So you can put it in queue for us.
Okay.
Henry, if you do have that, you can just uh
Yeah,
yeah.
the CMC is calling for sustained and job creation policy, among other things. They talk about, I think, robust efforts in growing the economy. There are a lot of things they talked about in that message. But let's see if we can cue that and have people listen to it directly. But yeah, I saw the setup. I think I saw a few of the people I recognized in in the video, I think I saw Sam P. Jackson. As you know, Sam Jackson is one of the CMC foremost economists, and so um, excuse me. Okay. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. That was our team on the ground in Monrovia. Apparently, the lost power in Monrovia. LEC deserted the station, so they are without power. They cannot carry the program tonight. So, unfortunately, we have to end it here. But let me thank you all so much for joining us as we attempted to bring you the President's State of the Nation address and the CMC's reaction to that State of the Nation. But again, apologies. Please do join us tomorrow. Hopefully, the full team will be here, and we probably will bring you more analysis on the President's State of the Nation address. Again, apologies, technical difficulties. We cannot continue with the program tonight. Thank you for joining us, and do have a pleasant night.
CMC, for the people, by the people.